Hey everybody, it's Sam with The Blind Spot. I was recently watching a video of another visually impaired YouTuber, and she was showing how she cooks. And I figured, since I've gotten that question before myself, how I cook and move around in the kitchen, figured I'd go ahead and show you guys today. I'm about to make myself some breakfast, some scrambled eggs, and so figured I'd show you guys. Alright, so hopefully you'll be able to see this. I've got my eggs, 2 eggs, got my American cheese, scrambled eggs, has to be American cheese. Who am I kidding? Pretty much everything has to be American cheese. Drives my family crazy. They love Colby Jack and Pepper Jack and Swiss and all this. I'm like, no, I just like American. I like it simple. Some onions. I'm already chopping up my bacon here into little pieces. We've got the pans getting hot. I showed a video once before about how to chop vegetables and things. Use your hand as a guide, but remember to keep those fingertips tucked under. But I'm just going along, sliding it along my fingers, but of course keeping the tips out of the way. So we'll get our bacon in so that can start to cook down. Now, I can't see the bacon in there. I can't see the detail of the bacon. I can see where it's kind of clumped up, and so I want to try and just spread it out. I mean, if I got real close to it, I could see it, but I can't right now. Put our splatter guard on there so we don't kick up bacon grease everywhere. Now, the key to successfully working in the kitchen if you have low vision is lighting. I've got the light underneath the stove here turned on, or excuse me, underneath the microwave on the stove top turned on. I've got a light over here underneath my cabinet that I installed, and that's turned on. The light above my head is great, but the problem is whenever I bend over to see something, to chop or something like that, I make a shadow and it completely covers up what I'm trying to see. So, other sources of light is very, very important. Okay, so now we need to chop up our onions. And we just have some red onion left over from another meal, so we'll do that. Generally prefer white onion or yellow, but red is good. Now once again, I'm not really looking at what I'm doing, I'm just kind of all doing it by feel. And luckily for this, onion doesn't need to be finely diced. Just moving around, flipping it around. Throw in our onions. Feel around, make sure we got it all. We want to let those sweat out a little bit, just to get them a little translucent. Now I'll mention underneath my cutting board, I've got a towel, it's just a dish rag, to keep the cutting board from sliding around. Very important. Now our eggs, cracking them flat on a surface. Crack up nicely that way. Now, salt and pepper. Salt for me is easier if I can kind of pinch it and spread it. I can get a better idea of how much I actually put in that way. Pepper, I would normally do the same thing, but I don't have ground pepper right now. So just a couple turns of the grinder is good. A little bit of cream, about a tablespoon. Don't over mix your eggs. Let's get our cheese ready, because once the eggs go in, it goes pretty quickly. Okay, let that cook for a second. Cleanup is pretty easy because everything's right there. I'll tell you, the key to scrambled eggs is don't over mix your eggs before you put them in the pan. You just want to break them up. You don't want to completely, whip them into a frenzy or anything. And then when you put them in the pan here, just let them cook. A lot of people will just sit there and keep stirring and stirring and stirring. No, just let them cook for a little while. Then you can come back in, break them up, flip them over. Kind of like a pancake. You let it cook, then you flip it over and get the part that's not been cooked down. And there you go. You'll have big, chunky, beautiful scrambled eggs. Okay. Turn off the burner. And there we go, some beautiful scrambled eggs. Well, there you go, guys. Just a real quick video showing off how I cook. Nothing really special. I just got to get close to everything. I would say the most important thing about successfully cooking in the kitchen with low vision is having light, a lot of light. Under the counter lights, a light above the stove. I can't imagine trying to cook in a pan, a saute pan, without a light above the stove. It would be a nightmare. I would have to get so close to the food to be able to see it that it would just be splashing grease up in my face, and it wouldn't be fun. So lots of light, and then just take your time. And anybody should be able to cook anything they need to. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. This is Sam with The Blind Spot. If you have any more questions about anything, about how I do anything in my daily life, please feel free to leave a comment down below or send me a private message, or you can send me an email. I've got a new email address. It's theblindspotsam@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This is Sam with The Blind Spot. I'll see you next time.